What is going on, guys? Welcome to another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how I quit my job and took my business full time. So this is going to be a little bit of a different video than what you guys are probably used to. Like the past couple of videos have been about vlogs and like kind of filming a lifestyle, my move to Colombia. For those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Wayne. I started this channel in order to document my journey from working a 9-to-5 to then taking my current business full-time. And at the recording of this video, March 19th, I have done just that. I have quit all my jobs, and I actually quit them a lot sooner than I thought I was going to be able to do. But in the beginning of March was actually when I fully quit my jobs. It's now March 19th, so I'm about 2.5-3 weeks into this full-time entrepreneurship journey. And today I really just want to talk about what it took to get there and how you can probably apply that for yourself. And I want to touch on point number one, which is I think it's very important to be able to have that vision, because for me personally, it was always about the ability to see myself in a certain place. And it sounds very cliche and it sounds very woohoo, but these tried and true principles, they don't go away and they stay the same for success, whatever success looks like for you. And for me, it was always, I want to be free. Right? That was my vision. I want to be free in every aspect of life. I want to be financially free. I want to be free health-wise. I want to be able to kind of do what I want when I want. Freedom for me was always very, very important. I knew from a very young age that I never really liked to be told what to do. I always wanted to kind of do my own thing, go on my own path. Business was like that ultimate goal where I didn't have to report to anyone. I didn't have to clock in on anyone else's salary. I earned exactly what it is I earned, and everything that I earned is from the skills that I had and from the work that I put in. That's how I always wanted it to be viewed. And for me, business was always that end goal. So you have to, number one, have like very strong vision for yourself. Side note, a vision board is a huge thing to have. Put the list of things that you want for your life or how you want your life to look like on a vision board with pictures and visuals and text. Just like look at it every single day. I can honestly say that like full-time entrepreneurship was one of the things on my vision board in the beginning of the year, and I hit that in under 3 months into 2025. So number one, just have a very, very strong vision for yourself, because if you don't have that, you're not really gonna know where you're going. You're gonna be steering a ship without a direction. So make sure you have, number one, that vision. So number two, just like insane belief in yourself. Again, I think that draws from vision, but for me, this transition is not that scary. A lot of people, when they quit their jobs, they're like, oh my goodness, like I quit my jobs, I don't have income coming in, right? What if a business doesn't work out? What if it doesn't go the way I want it to? And for me, I just never had that. For me, it was always, this is just what was going to happen. I didn't picture anything else for myself. There's been moments in my life where I have definitely been in this sort of position before. I used to work in door-to-door sales. Shout out to all the door-to-door homies. 3 years ago, and that was 100% commission. So that meant I did not get paid until I sold something. So I used to knock on people's doors and like sell cell phone products and home security products to people at their door. And it didn't pay very well, but it taught me a lot about what entrepreneurship was eventually going to be like anyways. You have to produce for yourself, right? There's no nice 2-week check coming in. There's not that same sense of security, so to speak, right? But it's a different type of security, because I started building this skill set a long time ago of being able to kind of sell and being able to, for me, it was always about skills as well. Like something else I should mention, it was all about skills. I knew if I had the right skills to make money, then I was never gonna be without money. So sales for me was kind of that path. So I started in door-to-door sales, and I remember vividly one time getting a $100 check. I think we got paid like bi-weekly for the stuff that we sold. And I remember getting a $100 check, and I was just completely broke at that time. I had a bunch of debt. I had like next to no money to my name. My net worth was like negative 8,000-9,000 or something like that. And I just remember thinking to myself, damn, I have to go back and get an actual job so I can feed myself. I can pay my rent. And I remember having that moment in time and just thinking to myself, I have two choices. I can go back to what's comfortable and what I know, or I can keep pushing forward and go until, I'm either broke and on the street, or until I figure it out. And I eventually figured it out. I started selling more consistently, and I started really building that skill set, and I dug myself out of that hole very slowly. Fast forward to now, I've been in sales now for the past 3 years, not door-to-door sales specifically, but SaaS sales. And I'm at a point now where my skill set's like pretty good inside of that arena. And I will never ever be without work if I so choose, right? Just because I know how to sell. And I think entrepreneurship is kind of the same way, right? There's this moments in time where you're kind of not sure. You may want to go back, but you kind of just keep going, right? And that is the belief that brings me back to my main point, which is the belief that you're just going to figure it out, right? You trust in yourself that you're going to be able to figure it out. And for me, this is like the ultimate exercise, just trusting myself, right? But I did it in a very smart way. This is a side tip for anyone that's looking to potentially quit their jobs and go full-time into a business venture. Some people do it differently, but this is the way I did it. I waited until I had about 3 to 5 months of what we call runway saved up, meaning if I stopped making money today, how long could I pay my bills? And for me, that number was kind of like 3 to 5 months. So I saved up about 3 to 5 months of runway, of just disposable income I can use at any point for emergency or whatever it might be. But then at the same time, I also waited until my business started generating income. So my business started generating income, and when I could tell that it wasn't really going to slow down and was going to keep going if we just kept putting in more work and kept getting better at our craft, then I made the decision, okay, I have 3 to 5 months of runway in case anything goes sideways, but then also I'm going to be freeing up more time. So I'll make more money because I'm putting in more time to my business. So that is what I did, because there's a lot of businesses that just fail. That's just the truth. And I'm very early on in this, and perhaps my business would fail in some aspect. I don't know. You can never tell life, right? Again, I don't think that's going to happen, but I think just having that kind of safety net in the background is something you can have. I don't think you need to be overly risky. A lot of people will say just go all in and drop everything, and I just think there's smarter ways to do it, and I try to do this in a very smart way. So that's kind of the side note. But yeah, overall, just really believe in yourself when you're going through this, right? You need a strong vision, and you need the belief that just it's going to happen, and you keep going. So again, for me, this was always meant to happen. There was nothing else that was going to happen. So it's not a crazy transition. So when I dropped my jobs, I was like, okay, finally it happened. That was kind of my mentality, right? It was never like, is it going to happen? It was always about when it was going to happen. Point number 3 is learn from people who are where you want to be and have a willingness to invest in yourself. I'm here today because I learned from people who were where I wanted to be. So for this business specifically, I had mentors who taught me everything. Service delivery, every single step. Obviously, entrepreneurship's a lot of adaptations, so we had to figure things out on our own too, me and my business partner, but we learned the foundation of where we are today because we gave money to someone who we then learned from so they could teach us how to do this. It sounds like a crazy concept, right? But people do it for university all the time, but in the real world, it's kind of weird that you would pay someone $3,000 to $4,000 to $5,000 to learn a skill set, right? That's kind of like not as normal as like, dropping 30, 40K on a bachelor's degree for 4 years of school, right? But for me, this just like made sense. So have a willingness to invest in yourself. If you want to be around people who are levels above you and that's where you want to be, you have to pay to play. You have to pay for their access, right? You don't just get to be around them and pick their brain. They're busy. They're working hard. They got stuff to do, right? The only way you're going to be able to do that for yourself is by getting into their same arena. So again, surround yourself with those who are where you want to be. Whatever form that takes, get around the proper environments. It is the #1 accelerator to your growth in business, in health, in every single area of life. You have to learn from people who are better than you. That's just the straight up truth, right? So, and then also, I got myself a team. That's the other side note to this. I have a partner, and shout out to him. He's super skilled. He's super hardworking, and there's no way I would be where I am today, or we would be, where I am today without him. So, perhaps one day I'll name him in the vlog, but for now, we'll just kind of call him the partner. Get a team around you. Get people who can help you. You go faster with other people than you do by yourself. This idea of solo entrepreneurship, solo business, it's complete bullshit. It doesn't exist. You need a team and you need people that can help you along the way. That's just the truth. get the right people around you, and learn from those who are where you want to be. That's like very, very important. Point number 4 is insane amounts of action. None of this happens without you working harder than the average person. That's just the truth. What does the average person do? They work from 9 in the morning till 5 at night, right? And then after 5, they shut it down. They chill out, they have some supper, hang out with their family, hang out with their friends, watch some TV, whatever it is. And that's completely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I do that, of course. In order to make this happen, specifically in entrepreneurship, you have to work past 5. You gotta work past 5. You pretty much gotta be working from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed. Like, that is what this takes. Regardless of having the right team, the right mentors, the right vision, the right belief, nothing replaces raw action. Because from raw action, you learn what you're doing well, you learn what you can improve, you learn what you need to adjust. And first, and more than anything than that, you continue building what it is that you want to build. I work just as hard as I did before I had a 9 to 5, but arguably my work is more streamlined now, and it's actually easier for me to be able to do that for myself. Because now I just have to focus on one thing. Before I was focusing on 3 million things. I was focusing on 2 or 3 jobs. I was building the business on the side as well. It was a lot of things to juggle at the same time. Now my work is just more streamlined, but I'm still working just as hard, right? And then my last point would be point number 5, which is patience. I think there's this huge thing in today's society where you go on Instagram and you see all these little kids driving Lambos, and like you see people like with thousands of dollars or whatever your form of success looks like, and you see those people and they seem young or they seem like they have it figured out. No one's got anything fucking figured out. I'm just gonna say that right now. Everyone's journey is different, and you can't really sit there and compare yourself too much to everyone else, right? If you're doing all the things I said, you have a good vision, you have belief that it's gonna happen, you have the right mentors and right team around you, you're taking massive amounts of action, the last component is just be patient with yourself, because it's going to happen. It just will. And I'm a product of that. All I did was I kept going. This transition has been years and years in the making, but I was patient because I knew it was going to happen eventually. And I'm not saying I'm perfectly patient. No, I'm a human too. I'm definitely impatient. I'm definitely like, why can't this happen tomorrow, right? But I have this belief that like, if I just keep going, it will eventually happen. It's just a matter of, again, when. And I fucked up lots. I made tons of mistakes. That's just part of this. You gotta make mistakes. But I didn't quit. I just kept going. I've always given myself 2 choices when bad shit happens. I can either let it bury me and I can stay stagnant and I can give up, or I can keep going. And I tried and started many, many different business models before I got to this one. And you know, some of them worked, some of them made a little bit, some of them made nothing. Very, very different video from what you guys are probably used to from me. The next one's probably gonna be a vlog, but this one I just wanted to give its own video to, because I think it's very important for anyone going through this journey and looking to transition to full-time entrepreneurship. This is what it takes. I believe in you. If you like this video, like and subscribe, comment, helps the algorithm obviously, and I will see you guys in the next video.